For decades, Bernie Sanders has been singing the praises of socialist dictators and their murderous regimes across Latin America and in the Soviet Union. From praising Fidel Castro's merciless oppression of the Cuban people.
For some reason, I was being very excited when Fidel Castro made the revolution in Cuba. I was a kid and I remember reading that. And it was just seemed right and appropriate that poor people were rising up against rather ugly rich people.
To actively advising and assisting the ruthless autocratic regime of Daniel Ortega in Nicaragua, who to this very day imprisons and tortures thousands of civilians.
I was impressed. Ortega is an impressive guy. He is a very gentle, very loving man.
And close to half a century ago, in the height of the Cold War, Bernie Sanders honeymooned in the communist Soviet Union while ignoring the plight of tens of thousands of Jews stuck under the Iron Curtain, longing for their very freedom. Bernie likes to say that he never changed, and in this instance, he's not lying.
The United States, time and time again, has looked aside when Israel has done some bad things.
Today, some 30 years after Bernie looked the other way, as Soviet Jewry yearned for their freedom, Bernie once again turns a blind eye towards the terror and suffering of millions of Jewish children across southern Israel who are spending their days in bomb shelters instead of in schools, while Hamas rains rockets down on their community.
The solution is to say to Israel, you get $3.8 billion every single year. In fact, I think it is fair to say that some of that $3.8 billion should go right now into humanitarian aid in Gaza.
And while he chooses to tune out the human rights abuses in Cuba, in China, in Nicaragua, and Iran, he viciously attacks the Jewish state and its leaders, the only democracy in the Middle East. Finally, look at some of Bernie's closest surrogates and allies. People who have consistently shown their hatred for Israel and the Jewish people. One can only reach one conclusion. While his Jewish identity will never leave him, he has long abandoned his Jewish identity.